This episode is sponsored by Vinnie Tortorich and Peter Pardini's Fat, a documentary. Now available for pre-order on iTunes.
I'm pissed off. The reasons that the ketogenic diet hasn't become more popular has nothing to do with efficacy at all.
In the dietary guidelines for Americans, they recommend fewer calories, less fat, less saturated fat, less cholesterol.
The history of science is full of commonsensical facts that turned out to be dead wrong when we did the science.
Less sugar, less salt, more fiber.
You're telling people what to do, how to do it, and everyone's just throwing their hands up going, I'm going to do the best I can.
The myths have become ingrained in our society too strongly for people to realize they're myths.
What are some of the health myths we hear every day?
Grains are good for you and fat is bad for you.
Calorie in, calorie out.
A low-fat diet is a healthy diet.
We saw fat in the coronary arteries, and that must come from ingested fat.
There's incontrovertible evidence that saturated fat is bad.
Like hot oil down a cold stovepipe. It would just clog up your arteries and give you a heart attack.
It doesn't take long for media to pick up on these things, and we don't realize it's happening, but it's happening right in front of us.
I realized that we had gotten it completely upside down and backward on fat.
Imagine someone who spent his whole career getting the wrong answer. Not only are you wrong, you're completely wrong. Imagine the press release you would have to write. Dear American public, we're sorry if we killed prematurely your loved ones and your parents, and maybe we're killing you, but in retrospect, we shouldn't have given the advice we did.
If you think it's up to government, you're wrong. If you think it's up to industry, you're wrong. It's up to you.
Click on the photo image to the left at fascinationstreetpod.com to take you directly to the iTunes pre-order page.
I believe that everybody has a story, and I'm fascinated to hear them. So come with me as we take a walk down Fascination Street. Hey guys, if you like what I'm doing, click the Amazon banner at the top of the homepage on FascinationStreetPod.com and do all of your shopping through Amazon. Once you click on it and it takes you to Amazon, you can bookmark it or add it to your favorites and you won't have to go to my site each time. It helps me keep the show going, and again, thanks for listening. Welcome back, Streetwalkers. This episode is with 850 Quisy. I ran into Quisy when we were both in the San Antonio airport on our way to Los Angeles for separate things. In this episode, we talk about how we met and why he was on his way to Los Angeles. We also talk about him growing up as an athlete in Florida, why he joined the military. We talk a little bit about his time in Iraq and why he decided to make Texas his home. And finally, we talk about what made him decide to start his own business and his new venture, Good Dope Records, where Quisy is an audio engineer, a beats maker, and a music producer. So enjoy, folks. This is 850 Quisy.
Yeah, talk to me, yeah.
Welcome to Fascination Street, Marquise. Quisy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Oh my gosh. So I ran into you on April 19th at the San Antonio airport.
Yes, sir.
We were both headed to Los Angeles.
Yep.
I was actually going to a birthday party on 420.
Okay.
And what were you going to Los Angeles for?
I was actually going to LA for a producer grind event. I'm a music engineer, audio engineer, and a producer as well. So I was just traveling for producer grind. Shout out to producer grind, but that's what I was in LA for.
So while I was sitting there in the airport waiting for my plane, and you were sitting there with a friend of yours, and I'm just minding my own business. I think I might have been editing.
Okay.
I probably wasn't editing, or you would have noticed that. So I was probably listening to a podcast. Because I was sitting right next to you. You would have noticed if I was editing.
Damn. And I don't see how I missed that, man. Because now I see your face, I'm like, how the hell? He said he was sitting right next to me.
Right next to you.
Right next to me. And I'm like, not on the flight, right? Because I sat by myself on the flight.
No, just when we were sitting in the terminal waiting for the plane to come. And so
that's crazy, man.
I was sitting there, and the reason that I was able to get a hold of you is because you had your Instagram name on the back of your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out right then while I was in the airport. I reached out and I hit you up. Or actually, I might have stalked you a little bit first, but right about then, your friend who was with you, he leaned over to you and said, "Hey, there goes your boy right there." And you were like, "Where?" And I was like, "Where?" Because I'm nosy as shit.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Who? Where's my boy?" And then your friend said, "Trippy Red." Yep. And I was like, "Who the fuck is Trippy Red?" So I'm looking up Trippy Red, which, by the way, thank you to you and your friend, because I listened to Trippy Red the whole time I was in LA. I was there for a week.
That's
and
cool,
I just kept
man.
listening to it over and over and over again on YouTube. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, because I never heard of Trippy Red, and I wouldn't probably have for a while.
Shout out to Trippy, man.
And I reached out to him. I ran up to him, actually, after you guys were talking about Trippy Red, and then I looked him up. He was standing there taking a picture with the kid.
Right. Yep.
Which that kid was sitting over by us, too.
Yep, he was. Yeah.
And so then I was like, fuck all that. And I got up and I ran up and I caught up to him and his boys. And he had like 4 or 5 people with him.
Mm-hmm.
I tapped his boy on the shoulder and I gave him my card, because I have a business card for my podcast. Yep. And I said, look, I don't want to bother him. I know he already took pictures. I'm sure he's got shit to do. Turns out he was playing at the AT&T Center that night.
Yeah, he had a show.
And then the next day he was back playing in L.A.
Yep. I think that's where you stay at for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he just came into San Antonio to do a show and then go back to L.A. to do a show.
Yep.
So anyway, I gave my card to his boy and I was like, look, I don't want to bother him. Just, I would love to interview him for my show. I gave him my card, and I would love to say that he's going to be on tomorrow, but no, nothing's happened. I can't imagine it will, or it would have by now, but that's fine. I just, again, thank you.
No problem, man. I mean, I appreciate him for even showing love in the airport, because, you know, most people come through and they act like, don't touch me, don't say nothing to me.
He was taking pictures with kids.
And he was by himself. No security. He pretty much had, like you say, it was pretty much like him.
A couple of
his boys,
and I would imagine it was just his friends. They didn't look like they were security.
One of them looked like it was his brother, actually. He looked just like him. I was like, man, is that your brother, bro? He looked just like you, like twins.
That's funny.
And then what's funny, too, is that he didn't even have his red hair. So it took me a minute to even recognize who he was. I was like, man, that looked like... And it finally clicked to me. I was like, yeah, that's trippy. So...
Yeah, I was looking, because I was like... Because there was 4 or 5 dudes over there, and you know, but this was before he was taking a picture, which would have made it easier to figure out which one was him. Yeah. But I was like, which one of those dudes is this dude? This dude doesn't look like any of those dudes. This dude on my phone doesn't look like any of those guys, because he didn't have red hair or whatever. I think he has freckles, right?
Freckles on his face.
I want to say either he had a grill or he had something on his teeth.
Yeah, his grill.
And so then that made it easier to find him. He was wearing some crazy, I don't know, he had like fucking dollar signs all over his, he was wearing like a, I won't call it a tracksuit. I know that's not what it's called, but.
No, I think you're actually right. It was.
Anyway, so that was cool. So again, thank you for introducing me to Trippy Red, because that was cool as shit, and I dig his music.
No problem.
Now, Keith, where are you from?
Originally from Pensacola, Florida.
Why?
Why Pensacola, Florida?
Yeah.
My mom, my dad, shout out to them. I guess they figured, hey, you know what? Let's raise up these 3 beautiful kids in sunny Florida.
Try not to pat yourself on the back. I mean, you're good looking, but calm down.
Yeah, man. But my shout out to my sister, my mom. They the real ones. My 2 sisters and my mom.
So is everybody still back in Pensacola?
Yep.
I'm going to go out on a limb, because I've lived in San Antonio basically my entire life.
All right.
I'm going to say that the reason that you came to San Antonio was probably because you're in the military.
Correct.
All right. Now, why did you join the military, and how old were you?
That's a good question. I joined the military when I was 18, about 18 or 19. I joined the military really to escape Florida, man, to really give myself a second chance. I was a hell of an athlete in high school. I kind of messed up my opportunities by doing what all athletes do.
By being a kid?
Yeah. Hanging out, messing up my grades. Decided to get my shit together around my senior year.
That's a little too late.
Yeah, way too late.
I mean, it's better than ended up in jail or dead or whatever.
True that.
But it is a little late if you're trying to save your athletic scholarships. So what sports were you playing?
Football and basketball.
You look like a football player.
Yeah, I was a wide receiver. I played varsity. Started my 10th grade year. Straight out starting. I played varsity basketball my 9th grade year. Shout out to Woodham Titans. Shout out to Coach Ben in Washington.
You were playing varsity basketball as a freshman?
As a freshman. Yeah, man.
Well, that means you were terrible.
Some would say.
What position?
Small forward, power forward, center. Kind of like we ran a program that was
You're like Tim Duncan. You just played everything.
Nah, I was a little faster than Tim. I called myself like Tracy McGrady. More like more like Tracy McGrady style.
Man, shout out to Tracy McGrady, but man, I hated when that dude played the Spurs because it did not matter if the Spurs were up by 15 points. If that guy was in the game,
he taking it.
He could win the game all by himself, he did plenty of times.
Yes, sir. He sure did.
That guy was amazing.
The best, one of the best, man, for sure.
So you decided to get your shit together like your senior year.
Yep.
And then after you graduated, right?
No, I did not graduate. My
GED?
Nah. What happened was my recruiter, shout out to him, he pulled a situation to where I can go to this adult high. And the only thing I really had to do was just finish my credits. Since I knew I wasn't going to go to college, it wasn't really no point for the ACT or nothing like that. So he got me in the military somehow. I don't know. I guess at that time in 2008, the military was kind of like, we need whatever. So whatever they got going on, let them come in. Further we go into the conversation, I kind of go back into my education. I kind of take y'all on the guideline because I want to give you the real.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Cool. So which branch?
The Army.
The Army. Why did you pick the Army?
Because I was finna go in the Marines and
oh, fuck that. That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, man. Luckily, I ran into this guy, and it's funny how things work, man. My junior year, our high school shut down, right?
What do you mean?
They shut it down.
Why?
That kind of messed us up too. So
what do you mean they shut the high school down?
So if you're from Pensacola, Florida, and you hear this podcast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Woodham High School was just shut down. They really didn't even give us a reason. It was like always a rumor our 9th grade year.
Like in the middle of fucking school year?
No, not really. They let us finish out our school year, but just think about it like this. We're going into our senior year. We got our stats up. All
You're
the college
shitting
recruiters.
me. They took that away from you?
Took that away from all of us. Not just me, from everybody.
That's fucked up because when you're a senior, you're finally the top dogs in the school. The whole class. Finally, y'all get to be the kings of the school.
Right.
And then what happened?
They shut it down, and they pretty much sent us to all different schools. Like,
oh no, they just split y'all up and just scattered you all over the town?
All over town. So I kind of went with what I knew, which was my cousin. I transferred to Pensacola High School. Okay. I went to that school only because, one, I liked the basketball coach there. Two, that was family. I played with those guys growing up my whole life. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I know their style. I'm kind of used to them.
You know what? I'm going to pause you. That's kind of fucked up. I didn't even think about it from a sports perspective because they already have a team. That means you had to prove yourself all over again and prove that you're better than whoever you're about to replace.
Plus, they have seniors.
Were you playing both sports at that time?
Yeah, still playing both sports.
Fuck me.
But the cool thing about it was it worked out because the football team was kind of to shit. So all of us that went over there, we kind of helped them. We kind of made up for what they lost because they lost a lot of seniors the class before.
Sure.
Now, as far as the basketball team go, they was a good basketball team. They had young guys, and at that time we had a lot of seniors. And then now you got me coming over. I'm used to averaging I'm playing the whole games at Woodham sometimes, majority of the time.
Wow.
I get over there, I'm barely touching the floor, man.
Damn.
Like I'm maybe getting like 2 minutes.
Oh wow.
My senior year.
Wow.
Now, I'm playing varsity since 9th grade. I'm used to all the pressure. So you got juniors playing before me. You got freshmen playing before me.
You must have been like just jittery as fuck with all of your pent up energy just sitting on the bench going, oh my God. Because you used to just playing the whole time.
Exactly.
And so I'm sure you had all that energy. Plus, at the show, you are the show. And so now you're just sitting there on the sidelines twiddling your thumbs. Oh my gosh.
Put me in. So like I said, I transferred because I like the coach. Now the coach that I like, guess what happened?
No.
Guess what happened? As soon as I get over there, they offer him a college level coaching job. He leaves.
What? I can't believe he took that.
He took it. So I'm like, oh man. So this happened like right in the beginning of football season. So like I'm thinking about it, but not really because we got a long time before we get to basketball season. So I'm like, whatever. So basketball season comes.
But that's for another day. I'm gonna worry about football right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna worry about football right now. It's my senior year. Let me try to at least gain back what I lost. Like I said, the whole school shut down. Now the scouts that's used to seeing those guys, that's been coming to those guys' games since maybe they were sophomores. Now they got to see a whole gang of new faces. And Woodham, we wasn't no sucky school when it came to like athletics. You know what I'm saying? We was like a predominantly African American school. I don't know really why they shut that school down, man. Because we was the only school to win state. Not the only one though, but recently to win state. I think we won state in like 2003. 2003, 2004.
That's fucked up. I never even heard of them shutting a school down unless there was nobody going to that school.
Nah, man, this school was packed to. I'm talking about, man, we had health programs, law program, teaching academy.
What?
Yeah. We got all this at this school, man.
Are you shitting me?
Dead serious. The only way I was able to go to that school because I was in Tate High School District, which Tate was a cool school, man, but it just wasn't nothing I could do. Like over there, I probably would have been a star, but I probably would have never won playing against those guys.
Gotcha.
So my mom really, really liked the coach, and I did too. Like I said, we're going to go on the timeline. So the coach pretty much prepared me for the military. When I got to the military, it really was a breeze. Really? Only because of him.
Gotcha.
And I further explained, my mother really liked the coach because she liked his style. You ever seen the movie Coach Carter?
Yeah.
That was him times 10.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and amp him up just a little bit times 10 because this guy really cared about you and he really cared about your future. So coming into the 9th grade, no tattoos, no earrings, no hair, straight haircuts, no girlfriends during basketball season.
I'm sorry. Did you say no tattoos?
No tattoos.
Now,
if you already got them, you had to cover them up.
No, hold on. We're talking about high school.
High school.
We're talking about 9th grade.
9th grade.
In 9th grade, you're not old enough to get a tattoo.
I got my first tattoo in the 9th grade.
For real?
Yeah.
So that's really funny because every time I see a movie where there's like supposed to be a bunch of high school kids and I see all these tattoos, I'm like, why are they using fucking 30-year-olds to play these high school kids? So you're telling me that you had tattoos in high school?
Yeah.
You weren't the only one? Everybody did?
Nah. Me and a gang of my friends all got tattoos on the same day.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah. Well, sure. Nah, he really wasn't having this. And I'm going to tell you how I got away with it. The only way I got away because I was smart. But I got him on my chest. So every time we dress out, I just didn't dress out around him.
Because it was covered up by your jersey.
By my jersey. Or if we wore like the shorter ones, I always wore with a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to see it at all.
Sure.
But the people who hear this and they gonna know, but he had this little board called Conan. And if you get in trouble, you go see Conan.
Oh, is it a paddle? For real?
For real.
I thought they stopped doing that.
Maybe they did, but not him.
That's fucking awesome. That is awesome. When I was in high school, they would still spank you. They would swat you. They would hit you with fucking 2 hands. Like they was trying to hit a home run.
Yeah. Now, he didn't do it like that, but he made sure you understood. He had a Michael Jordan poster. And on this Michael Jordan poster, it said, because I read that mug a few times, you know what I'm saying? So I can't remember exactly what it was.
So you had to stare at this poster while you was getting...
You had to say it. You had to say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's the board say? What the board say? You only get like 3. If you bad, you might get 4. Like if you really, really messed up.
Oh, so you had to read it and then he hit you, and then you read it and then he hit you, and then you read it and then he hit you.
Yep. Just like that.
That sounds awesome.
And then when it's the playoff time, you don't even have to get in trouble. You just got to do a stupid play.
Really?
In practice. Like I told you, man, it's a winning school. It's serious. So. Like to come play, like I didn't just go play varsity at like some rinky-dink school. Like I had to earn my position there. And I didn't start off like straight starting. Like I started some games, but like I had to earn my right. Like when they came further down into the playoffs, like deep into the season, yeah, I'm holding at that time. Like I'm really on the court for real as a freshman. And not just me, Josh Wallace, he played at Auburn. You probably can look him up, Josh Wallace. Shout out to him. That's my boy. And Ronald Maxwell, me and him played in middle school together. So he kind of came and got both of us.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah. All three, because he's seen the future. Josh Wallace went to Fair Pass Middle School. Me and Ronald Maxwell went to Warrenton Middle School. Who you think played in the middle school championship that year?
Really?
Us versus them. They beat us for the championship. Me, I'm a winner. I can't let it go. We beat them in the summer. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted it at the big stage with the championship because that was our last year and they walked away with the championship. So Coach Washington, being a smart coach, he was like, okay, this is going to be the senior class. They done beat all these guys their middle school year. So when it comes to their senior and high school, if I could just get them together, you got the champions and you got the run-ups on the same team. That'll beat everybody else. So I really, really honestly think that has something to do with that school shutting down too. Maybe I'm just being like, oh, whatever with
Conspiracy
the best. Yeah,
theorist.
but I really, really think it was a lot that went with going to Woodham High School, man. Like I said, predominantly black. And like I said, we got all these programs and we were actually putting kids in college.
We got to get back to that.
I
because,
agree, man.
Yeah, you learn some English and some math and shit in high school, but high school does not prepare you
for the world
to be out there on your own.
Right.
If you're not going to go to college, you better learn a trade or join the military.
And that's why I joined. Because like I said, man, Florida at that time, like, it could have been very, very easy for me to go down a whole different path, like a whole different way. And I didn't really want that for myself. I always was the one, like all my friends will tell you, like I always the one that always could really, really think outside the box. Like even though it felt like we was in like some terrible surroundings from our environment, but for the most part, I always had that vision. Say, you know what, man, what about this? And I ain't scared when I try anything. Fast forward like to the military with my recruiter. Now with this dude, when I first got to that high school, guess who I ran into? My recruiter. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing he already said on me, hey man, I'm going to see you at the end of the year. I'm going to see you. I'm like, man, whatever, man. I ain't joining no military. I'm finna go to college, man. What you talking about?
Scholarship.
I'm out of here. Like, you just don't know, man. Come to the game. I'm talking crazy to this guy. And I never forget, man. We fast forward. It's almost time for like you getting your cap and gowns and stuff, right? And I'm talking to my football coaches and I'm like, hey, man, what's up? Like, ain't nobody came, like, I'm getting all these letters throughout the year now. Y'all telling me that y'all keeping in contact with the recruiters. Like, ain't nobody called me. I went on 2 college visits. I went to Jackson State in Mississippi, and I went to Alabama State. Those are the only 2 college visits I went on. So I'm thinking I'm going to commit to Alabama State because I really like what they showed us when we went out there. Mostly the girls, man. Oh, my God. Jackson State showed us a good time, but, man, Alabama State, I was like, yeah. I can see myself here. You know what I'm saying?
I can see myself forgetting all about football.
Right here. The cheerleaders, the girls, man, it was a good time. So we fast forward cap and gown time, and I'm like, so what's up? I ain't hearing from no recruiters, no letters coming down. All my friends getting they letters of intent to sign. They know where they finna go. My cousin going to Lafayette, like he ready. So I'm like, okay, well, my time coming. So I never forget, man. My coach walk in and he say, Marcus, we got something for you. And he offered me some school that was in Wichita, Kansas, man.
Yeah, some school I never fucking heard of.
Not only some school I never heard of, but he's offering for me to go to the same school as the people who didn't even touch the field.
Really?
I guess they just needed people to go to that school. And at the time, man, I'm young. I got a lot of pride, a lot of ego. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, what? Like, man, these dudes didn't even play. And you finna send me to this school over here? Like, man, no, I'm cool on that, man. I'll figure it out.
Would it have been a free ride?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have been a free ride.
Do you regret it?
No.
You could have been the fucking star of that whole program.
But to be honest with you, I think when I transferred to that school, man, it kind of like took the fire out of me. Because I was a Wharton Titan at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had been there my freshman year. I was ready to do my thing at that school.
Yeah, because you had been playing with all those same dudes for 4, 5, 6 years.
Right. I'm ready to do my thing there. And when I didn't get to go over to that school and do my thing, it kind of took it away. So I kind of outgrew it, to be honest with you. At that time when I made that decision that, you know what, man, I'm just going to put my cleats up. I'm going to put my hooping shoes up, I'm going to put my cleats up, and I'm going to grow up. Because my mom at the time, too, was like, you know, she trying her best to do what she got to do for all of us. And I'm the oldest, so she like, hey, you need to figure something out. So I go into the cafeteria one day. That same recruit I met when I first got there, he say, oh. And I guess he seen me talking to the Marines guy. And I don't even know why I even considered going to the Marines. I was just like, whoever take me first, man. I really didn't want to go to the military, honestly. It was never in the plan, but I was like, it's either I'm going to go down this road that's going to lead me here, or I'm going to do this. So I'm going to talk to the Marines guy, and I guess he seen me. He was like, nah, man, you don't want to do that. I'm going to make it right for you. Come see me. So I went and talked to him. All right, so he knew exactly what to do. First time I go see him, he say, I want you to wait here after school. I'm going to come pick you up, and I'm going to take you to the office. And he did exactly what he said he was going to do. But before we went to his office, we made one stop. And I'll never forget this stop.
Did you get a haircut?
Nah.
Oh, good.
No. This dude pulled up at his house. Now, we pull up to his house. He got a motorcycle, a Corvette, and an old school Cadillac on 22s with chameleon paint. So I'm looking, I get out of the car, I'm like, whose stuff is this? Like, it's mine. How you got this? The Army. Yeah, sign me up. Let's go. Right now. Take me right now to the station. I'm ready to sign up.
That
right
man
now.
knows how to do his job.
Right. I said, I'm ready to sign up right now today, man. Let's go. So he take me up there. We do the practice test. I bombed the test terribly.
Was it a physical test or a written
test?
test?
It was just a computer test. Okay. Kind of like a practice test before you actually take the ASVAB to go in.
Okay.
Kind of see where you at. I ain't gonna say the lowest score, but my shit was pretty low. It was bad. He was like, look, man, I'm gonna give you this book. You need to study and come back and see me. Mind you, like I said, man, where I'm at, where I'm staying at, where I'm coming from, I ain't really studying when I go home, man. I'm hanging out, still doing what I'm doing, hanging with my partners, trying to figure this thing out. All right, so I convinced my other friend. I say, hey, man, this recruiter been talking to me about the Army. What you think? Like, he said we can join together. It's called a buddy program. We can join together. What you think?
And stay together?
Yeah.
And get assigned together and everything?
Everything.
Oh, that would have been cool as shit.
We did it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, cool.
We did. I convinced him. Spoiler. Nah, not spoiler alert. But that's what I was getting to. I convinced him to go. And it wasn't easy neither because he had already graduated a year before me. He graduated in 2007. I finished high school in 2008. So I'm trying to convince him. I'm like, bro, listen, man, it's our chance, man. We can get up out of here. We can travel. We can go see some girls. We get some money. Like, we can do all that, man. Everything. So I don't know what made him say yeah, but he said yeah.
That recruiter took him to his house and said, check out all my shit.
I told him he never went to the house.
Oh.
I'm the only one who went to the house. I'm telling him, like, man, look, this dude got this, man. Listen, I'm telling you, this is what we need to do. I'm telling you. And his mama was on his ass, too. She was like, listen, you graduated last year. You need to figure out what you finna do or you finna get the hell out of my house, too. So I guess he had heard enough of that shit. Just like me. All right, I'm all in. We go to my recruiter, get him in. Now, his process a whole lot easier because he got everything he need. High school diploma, bam, everything. My recruiter, shout out to that dude. I love him for real because I still got a relationship with him.
That's cool.
He's from Pensacola. So he's from there. So he knew exactly what to do. He was talking to himself at a young age, I felt like. He get us in. We join, same time. I get a signing bonus. My friend didn't get a signing bonus. I get a signing bonus because whatever my recruiter did, he got me in under some program where since I was still in high school, I wasn't in JROTC or none of that stuff, but he did something to where he put me in his program. I forget what it was called, the DEP program. And as long as I was in school, when I signed, I would get a bonus. I didn't get a huge bonus. I think my first signing bonus was like, I thought I got $7,000. $7 to $8,000.
That's a lot of money, though. High school.
Yeah,
kid.
for a high school kid, I was like, yeah, man. Then it wasn't taxed neither.
That's awesome.
So my friend, my partner, I told him, I was like, bro, since you joined with me, I'm gonna give you $2,000 for the signing bonus. Long story short, he pretty much got us in there together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? First, where was basic training?
South Carolina, Fort Jackson. It was hot as shit out there. Like, it's hot in Florida, man, but goddamn, South Carolina, jeez. Man, listen, that's some shit I would not do again.
Basic training?
I would not do that. Not even because it was hard, man. But
what about
just,
for $7,000?
Nope.
What about for $5? Because you would give 2 away.
Nah, I'm good, man. Shout out to everybody that's thinking about joining the military. Listen, basic training it's a mental thing first, because that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to break you mentally and physically, and they're gonna figure out how to do it. The toughest person get broke down, including myself. I think physically they broke me down, but mentally I never really let them get to me. Because like I said, my coach already kind of prepared me for how the world was going to treat us. So I kind of went out there already kind of knowing and expecting that it's going to force me to grow up. Like I'm going to have to mature. Any choice. Yeah, like I have no choice to but to mature.
So then where did you get shipped off to, deployed?
I went to Korea first, man. My first duty station, me and my friend, we went to Korea. But
Seoul?
He went to Seoul and I went to Camp Humphreys. But I used to party in Seoul all the time.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought it was a buddy program. Thought you were going to be together.
We were. I mean, they kept us together for the most part. We went to basic training together. We went to AIT together.
What's AIT?
That's like your tech school. Okay. Both of us were 92 Alphas, which is Automated Logistics Specialists. Supply.
What the fuck does that mean?
Supply.
Okay.
So that was both of our jobs. Like I said, we went to Fort Jackson for basic. For tech school, we went to Fort Lee, Virginia. Then we both went home, back to Florida for about a good 2 weeks to a month, and we got stationed in Korea. I forget his base name in Korea, but it was in Seoul, and mine was in Pyeongtaek, Camp Humphreys. So we was there together. I mean, technically, they did the best. I appreciate it because really everybody who we tell that story to that did the buddy program, they're like, man, we only got basic together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
1 year.
1 year, and then you went to Iraq?
Fort Hood.
Oh, Killeen?
Killeen. I was going to Killeen. You remember when that guy shot up everybody?
Something Hussein or whatever.
Yeah.
Was? You were there?
I was going there at that same time.
All that shit was going down, and they're like, "Hey, you're going there."
Yeah, you're going
like,
there.
What?
Yeah.
Hold up now.
Exactly. That's how I was like, what? What you mean? Yeah, orders just came. You got stationed here.
Wow, that's crazy. So, how long were you at Fort Hood?
I literally
was it you and your buddy, or just you?
Nah, okay. Now that's when we split. Okay. He went to New York, and he got deployed to Afghanistan.
Okay.
And I went to Fort Hood, and I got deployed to Iraq.
Forgive me for asking. Did your buddy make it back too?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, that's a fair question.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if he didn't, then that'd be a touchy subject.
No. We still good friends. So yeah, he went to Afghanistan, and I went to Iraq, and I was in Iraq for like a year.
How different is it? I know it's hot as fuck, but
how different?
Yeah,
man, just put it like this. I appreciated seeing grass when I came back.
They don't have grass?
Man,
it's just all dirt.
Dirt.
Really?
And rocks and mountains. It's hot. People fighting.
And even
all
the
day.
Mountains are rocks.
Yeah, man.
It ain't like
it's just when you go, it's like okay, you know.
Well, okay, so you were in LA last month. Was it like those mountains, those hills, or whatever, where there's like bushes and shrubs and shit?
Nah, it's just dirt and rocks.
It's just like a pile of dirt.
Yeah,
it's like somebody a giant dump truck just dumped piles of dirt all over the place.
Straight up. Me and you got on right now. We walked out there right now. I give it maybe an hour, and you gonna be full of dust, and so am I.
Dust? Oh hell no!
Yeah,
it sounds like El Paso.
It's a whole different. I never been to El Paso, but I'm pretty sure
El Paso is just dirt.
So yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah,
because I have asthma. That would kill me.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Shit, I didn't even have asthma, man. Like I said,
I didn't have asthma. Now.
VA. But the dust storm's so bad, man. I'm talking about like it be so bad, man. Sometimes like you just walk outside and it's just like how it's rain, it's just dust.
So was it the kind of thing where like you don't leave the base?
It depends.
Like that Bo Bergdahl guy who got in trouble for like wandering off the base, and I don't know, he got in some crazy fucking trouble, like crazy trouble.
You go out of base when you authorized to.
But I mean, like you don't just. All right, hey, I just clocked out. I'm gonna go off base and go fuck off.
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, you could.
They got in certain areas, and there's certain areas marked for you to do that, and you don't go no further than those areas.
Okay, so there's just designated places you can go, and you stick to that.
Yes,
because
and every day,
bad guys are trying to get you all the time.
All the time. It's like, man, the perimeter is what they call it. It's like a perimeter line. It's pretty much that. Not even a line. It's like a circle that marks the whole joint, like the whole base that's out there. Because believe it or not, when we go out there, it's set up pretty nice, man. Like certain areas. I was stationed in Talil when I was out there. Talil, like it was damn near like vacation. Like where they was at, they had pools, movie theaters.
What?
Man, the military out there, they gonna make it comfortable for you, man. Like they're not just gonna, they put us in the middle of nowhere, but they make it kind of comfortable for us to do what we need to do. Cause you gotta think about it, man. There's no life out there.
Right.
Like when you go to Iraq, there's no such thing. Like you say, hey, I'm gonna get out and go have a beer. When we get out, we either going out to go
They
get
don't
a
even
haircut.
have beer over there, do they? They ain't
No.
yeah, they don't.
There's no drinking.
Let me ask you this. I don't know what they would be called. They wouldn't be called African Americans because they wouldn't be from America. But do they have black people in Iraq that live there that are
Yeah,
not
man.
military?
Yeah.
Really?
And then I'm glad you asked that question too, because yeah, they are Arabic or whatnot, but they have a dark, very, very dark skin complexion. So when I was over there, I worked with a lot of Indian guys, a lot of people from Ghana.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not just us that's over there. It's us. You got NATO, and I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. Like you can look this stuff up, but it's not just America over there. You got a whole lot of other different services that's over there. Like I said, you got the Uganda, you got us. I'm trying to remember the name, man, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I was so like I love they women because they had women soldiers over there too. Yeah, it was a lot of people over there, and I worked with a lot of people from Kosovo about the African American thing because like.
Or I guess it would be African Arabic.
They're African for sure, but I don't really know how you would put those terms, man.
Right.
To be honest with you.
But they live there.
Yeah.
Like they're not in the military visiting from their country.
No, they actually live
that's
there.
their country.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And some places are dope. Like I said, not all places in Iraq look terrible. Like, well, Osama was at Bin Laden. Like, you see his spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decked out with the gold palace and all that. So, his place was a little cool.
Sure.
So what he was at was better. I want to say that was maybe like Baghdad area or something.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say he was probably like in that area, or one of his houses was in that area. It's good places, but it's no place that you can like book a ticket to.
Right.
Like you don't want to anyways.
Right.
One night of an average American over there, you'll lose your damn mind on a good night. Meaning
Really?
like shit's going crazy.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's not an experience I wish on nobody to deploy. It's not sweet. Like it's serious. Like I know we all take a chance at it every day, but like you really, really take a chance at it over there.
Like with your life?
Yeah.
Just being there.
Just being there, cause like you can walk outside, like they are really shooting RPGs and trying to blow your ass up. It's not like that's fake. Like that is real life, man. That is a real situation over there, and they get very, very close sometimes. It's just a real situation, and it's weird because if you really understand them, their beliefs is what can scare you. You know what I'm saying? Like they believe if they go in and kill themselves and you, that's okay. So you got to deal with that
as long
mentality
as they take
first.
you with them, it's all good.
They doing it in their faith,
Right.
but we over there, we are the enemy. So in their faith, they're doing the right thing.
That is scary.
That's why I said you gotta live with that.
Wow. Well, I don't want to talk too much about that because
all
that's
good.
depressing as fuck.
Right.
So you were over there for about a year or something like that, and then you
Mhm.
came back over here. So is a tour 1 year?
Yeah.
Because you were in Korea 1 year, and then you were in Iraq for 1 year.
Yep.
So that was 2 tours?
Yep.
Okay. When you signed up, what was the requirement? 2 tours? 2 years?
No, 4. I signed for 4 years.
Oh, fuck me. Now where'd you go? Where'd you go after Iraq?
Back to Fort Hood. I actually got out in Fort Hood.
So you were in Korea for a year, Iraq for a year, and then you were just hanging out in Killeen for 2 years?
Yeah. Like
fuck is there to do in
like
Killeen?
a year and a half. I was
Killeen's
stationed
gotta
there.
be just like Iraq. There ain't nothing to do there.
Yeah, so I used you telling the truth though.
There's nothing
Shout out
to do there.
shout out to Killeen, but they had some cool spots, man. Like, okay, let's be real, man. Fort Hood makes up Killeen. That's the largest. I think that's the largest military installation. So if you really go to Killeen, you really low key just at Fort Hood.
Right.
You're just on the outside of the gates. You know what I'm saying? You can't get on the inside, and that's a huge. Like, man, I was stationed at Killeen, like you said, for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, man. It's parts of that base I never even touched.
Because it's so goddamn
So
big.
damn big. Like some parts I never even touched before.
That's nuts. So you were with the supply division or whatever.
Yep.
So what were you doing in Fort Hood? What was your job there?
I worked in a warehouse, and I pretty much dealt with like vehicles, like pretty much the maintenance of the vehicles. Like when they need to come in, if something happened to them. Of course, nothing happened to them while they were here, besides like normal wear and
Hey, I
tear.
have a question for you. This is going to sound really stupid, but we're involved over there in Afghanistan, Iraq, wherever we are. We fly a bunch of trucks over there, tanks, Jeeps, whatever, Humvees, everything. We fly all that shit over there. What happens when we leave? We just leave all that shit there?
Ooh, you trying to start some shit.
Oh, all right.
No, you good. That's a good question. They actually give it to them.
What? Now,
and look, you can see this on TV, so I'm not saying nothing crazy, but they actually give it to them. They train them on how to use it, and they give it to them.
With all due respect, them shits is mine. I paid for those.
Yeah.
Can't be giving my shit away.
I don't know if they give them like the whole shebang. I'm pretty sure like they disperse them how they want to.
Fucking crazy expensive to fly that shit back here, and it's all fucked up because it's full of sand.
So who would want it anyways?
Yeah, but still, wow, that's crazy.
So they give it to them, show them how to use it, train them up on it. Yeah,
so that's part of building up, because I know that we've been talking about that for fucking decades. That
Help
we're gonna
build them up.
Yeah, teach
that's pretty
their
much what
military how to fight so that we can leave, and so. That's what we're doing. We're training them and then giving them all our shit, and then we bail?
Pretty much. Here you go, man. Thanks.
Wow.
Take care of yourself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh?
So that's how it goes.
So why didn't you sign up again? Why didn't you re-up?
Deployment one.
You're like, Colleen sucks.
That too. That was going to be my next thing, man. Colleen, I was ready to leave there, and the only thing they offered me, I was like, listen, I'll sign up for another 4 years, man. I only wanted to go to Fort Lewis.
Where's that?
In Seattle, Washington.
Why? Because it's so pretty. I
just want my friend. My friend was there, and he told me, he was like,
"That
bro,
same dude."
Nah, there's another good friend of mine that I served with. He was like, bro, you want to go? I was like, I know. It was I asked for that, or I asked for Germany. I wanted to go to Germany. I said, man, you give me any one of those, like to change my duty station, I sign up. They want to offer me education. They were like, nah, you can reclass. Meaning I could pick another job.
Was it Rammstein you wanted to go to?
Anywhere.
You're off, don't care.
I was like, I don't care. Just get me in Germany. Because I had friends that went there. They were like, dude, you most definitely want to be here. I ended up going, though, like I did some traveling on my own, but I really wanted to get stationed there, man. I wanted to be a soldier in Germany. Every time I did go, it was always for a layover. and every time I wanted to like go on my own, I always went somewhere dope and I just couldn't leave. Like I went on the trip to Amsterdam. I was there for a week. And I had planned that whole week I wanted to go to Berlin and I wanted to go to Belgium. Because you can get out to these places on the train. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, maybe one day I'll go stay there in Spain too. You know what I'm saying? Because you could do everything on the train. But like I said, man, I was in Amsterdam, couldn't leave.
Sounds like a good problem to have. So then, how do you get to San Antonio?
Being stationed at Fort Hood, man, I used to come out here. This is before, like, San Antonio even had, like, a real hip-hop scene. I used to come out here and go to the clubs with some of my friends. We used to go to Austin, Temple, and
Temple.
Yeah, we used to go down to Temple just because it was some cool girls we knew out there. So we'll go kick it with them. What's the school that RG3 went to?
Baylor.
Baylor.
Yeah.
I used to go kick it over there a lot too in Waco. Yeah. Yes, sir. I used to go out there to Waco and kick it out in Waco a lot. But San Antonio, we came out here one day, went to Club Live. This was before Club Live was even a hip hop club. They turned me down for my clothes.
What?
I had to go change my clothes, and then once I got in... You're
shitting me. We have clubs in San Antonio that has a dress code?
All the clubs, they have a dress code.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's why I don't go. I can't go because the dress code would be so... Like right now, I got on shorts, I look comfortable. I couldn't even walk in the sports bar on some nights because they have a club with this on.
What?
That's the truth. I ain't gonna put nobody name out there.
When did that happen?
I don't know, but we need to talk to them and let them know, like, listen, man.
Because I probably never clubbed. When you just get busy raising kids and doing your thing, you don't really do that. And so, I don't know. I mean, I know it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
Dress code.
Dress code.
I mean, like LA, where there's a fucking asshole standing there with a velvet rope saying no.
Exactly.
What?
So we go. This when the tracksuits was jumping. Like, everybody was rocking the tracksuits, the Adidas ones.
Like Trippy?
Trippy. Like the one he had on, but except it was the Adidas one. He had on like a
like Run DMC Adidas?
Run DMC.
Look.
With those shoes.
Look.
I had on the tracksuit with those shoes.
These clamshells.
They told me no.
What?
I was out of taste.
It's because you didn't have a bucket hat on.
I believe so. If I would have had the bucket, they'd be like, all right, cool, man. You keeping it old school, we're going to let you come in now. But nah, man, they turned me around. They was like, nah,
Really?
you can't wear that in here, man.
So what do you have to wear? A fucking suit?
I had to put on like a blazer. Luckily,
You're kidding.
Luckily, the people that we party
This
with,
ain't a country club?
man, they made me put on a blazer, some jeans, and that was it. So I had my shoes on. They let me in. And once I got in, they didn't play no hip hop.
What?
No hip hop music.
Wait a minute.
Whatsoever.
What are they playing?
Maybe like top 40.
Like fucking Ariana Grande?
Pop. This was 2010.
Oh, sorry. So Timberlake?
Nah, this was like, I'm sorry, not 2010. I got stationed in Fort Hood in 2010. It was like 2011. This was like right before I deployed. Or maybe after I came back from deployment. I can't really remember. But I want to say it was in that area around that time. And we just, we coming back. We just want to party. So we going everywhere. What brought me to San Antonio, to be honest with you, man, is really, I got to shout out Texas. One, Texas take care of their veterans. Like really, really take care of their veterans and make you feel welcome. Versus when I used to go to Florida as a veteran, it wasn't so much as the same love as I get here.
Really?
Meaning like from our VA, not even just from the people, but from our VA. And
which is healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like things of that nature. And just getting your appointment just to get your benefits. It was a lot going on because the VA system been backed up for a while. But, during that time, it was just like, man.
Everybody talks shit about Beto O'Rourke, but when he was in, I don't know, city council or maybe a representative or some shit in El Paso, that was his main thing, was getting the VA straight in El Paso. Because there's a big base there, too. I don't know what it's called. But
Bliss.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But my brother-in-law works at the VA there.
Okay.
Like he was in the Army for... he retired from the Army.
Okay.
At like fucking 38 or something old like that.
That's not really old though.
38? I know it's not old. That's fucking dope as shit awesome. To be able to be retired.
Yeah.
But then he works at the VA and he said that that Beto O'Rourke and the things that he did really turned it around at the VA.
For everybody?
I don't know if it was for everybody or if it was just in El Paso, but he made it sound like it was for everybody.
Yeah. There's been some people fighting for this stuff, man, because it's causing them more money too, because it's like the longer you wait and the
worse everything gets.
Yeah.
Like whatever you're going there for, it's just going to get worse.
And then they got to pay for it over that time.
Right.
So they're trying to get it together, man. Shout out to the VA.
So Texas treats their veterans better than some of the other places?
In my opinion. Okay. In my opinion. My honest opinion.
Cool. So then you were like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to go hang out in Texas.
Yeah, man.
I'm done. I could go back home to Pensacola, but...
I did. I went back home to Pensacola for a little bit after I got out, right? I went back home to Florida for a little bit. I was like, hell nah. I can't do it. I can't stay here. Too traumatizing, man. 'Cause it was a lot of things that went on. I know we ain't got a lot of time to talk about, but, I got shot there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hell nah.
Was it an accident?
Nah.
Friendly fire?
Nah.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ain't finna go back out here and just, put my life at danger. And I already just came from danger. So I wanted to go somewhere where nobody
So if you would have gone back to, when you went back to Pensacola for whatever that short amount of time was it like danger just from, being on the streets, like a rough neighborhood kind of thing?
Yeah, I know everywhere is rough, man, but, during that time, Florida was, my city was, you can get the business.
Really?
Yeah. It was hot. Summertime in Florida. Just imagine. The jungle.
So why'd you pick San Antonio?
Nobody knew me.
Really?
When I came here and I realized that they wasn't playing hip hop, at that time I didn't like it. But when I said, okay, let me go somewhere where I can really focus and go after my vision. What I have playing right now, I need to really be able to do this with no distractions. Atlanta, San Antonio. That's where I had to weigh it out to. I was like, all right.
Those are your two choices?
My two choices. It was the only two choices I was going with. It was either going to be Georgia or Texas. Because I'm a music producer. So I was like, if I go here, I know for a fact I'll be able to go right into that. And that scene is there. Like I said, I'm business minded too. If I go to San Antonio, I'll be able to do everything I need to do, get the support of the veterans.
Big fish in a small pond versus small fish in a big pond, because there's already a huge scene and you'd have to prove yourself and get in.
Right.
And then here you could just sort of help build the scene.
Yep.
All right, cool.
You figured right to it.
Cool. So you went to engineering school, right? Audio engineering school?
Yeah. Audio Engineering Institute with Maris Perone. I'm actually
Where is that? Is that in San Antonio?
Yeah. BGM Studios here in San Antonio. It used to be at the CBC Church off 1604.
Yeah?
Yeah. In a little private studio. We used to have classes there, but we just recently moved it to BGM Studios, San Antonio, Texas.
Kick ass. You say we.
Our school, the Audio Engineering Institute.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a music producer, engineer?
When I was young, I used to listen to a lot of Tupac because of my dad. But that's not when I fell in love with it. I kind of just liked it.
Now, that because your dad listened to Tupac?
Because my dad listened to it. My dad listened to it a lot, so I'm with him. So I'm listening to what he listening to. Now, I developed my own love for music the first time I heard Master P.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Master P did it for you. What about Master P did it?
I was just seeing him. And then at that time, I stayed in the project. So I'll tell you a understory. His CD, Ghetto Dope, come out. Now, the project buildings I stay in, they from A to Z. I bullshit you not. Almost every building I walked in, I heard that CD.
Really?
Almost every building I walked in, I heard somebody playing that CD. That's when I knew he was the shit. But before then, I fell in love with, he used to drop these discs called True to the Game.
Mm-hmm.
Like True, TRU. If anybody knows, they was like the orange and black ones. Like it was an all black CD and they had like the orange skulls around it. My dad had that CD too, but he didn't play that shit around me. So I was just fumbling through his stash one day of his CDs and I seen that shit. I'm like, oh shit, this look tight. I put it in and it was over since then. I was a Master P fan.
Now, was that an underground release or was that released everywhere?
I think Master P was always independent, so I want to say that was his CD.
I want to say it was too, because that's how he made his money, was not signing with anybody. He did his own shit.
Yes, sir.
It's because he was like, the fuck do I need you for? I already make my own shit. I have my own fans who want to buy my shit. So what do you bring to the table?
At that time, I didn't know that business side of him. But when I got older to understand, that's what I fell in love with. Then around that time, you got Birdman coming. Mm-hmm. The Hot Boys, they're from the same city. So at that time in the South, it was Louisiana and Texas.
The Dirty South.
The Dirty South. It was Florida with Uncle Luke, them, Master P, Louisiana, Birdman, them, Louisiana. And then you had the whole, well, you kind of had everybody in Houston popping. At least what I'm hearing.
Well, and PAT.
Yeah. So that's what Bun B know.
Yeah, Bun B.
Right. So
and,
that at that time.
Who's that other fucker?
Pimp C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Pimp the C. Underground Kings, right?
Underground Kings. So I'm hearing all this shit.
Now, I never really heard Pimp C.
Yeah.
By the time I found Bun B, Pimp C was in jail.
Okay.
I think the first Bun B album I heard was Trill.
Mm-hmm.
That album is fucking awesome. I love the shit out of that album. And this is going to sound weird as fuck, but have you heard Tony Parker's CD?
Tony Parker is rapping? He's making music?
So you haven't. Okay.
No.
This was probably, goddamn, this might be 10 years old now.
Tony Parker?
Tony Parker.
Really?
Uh-huh. Most of it is in French.
Okay.
But he has a bunch of guests. He has one of the Dirty South dudes on it. I don't remember who it was. He has Jamie Foxx on it. What? He's got all kinds of... You got to check it out.
I am.
I fucking love... My kids hate that CD so much because I played it the whole fucking time they were in middle school and high school.
Fuck, man.
I really, really like it. They sold it at HEB.
That's crazy. Awesome. You just told me something, man.
I think it's called Game Time.
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker. Yep.
Damn.
You gotta check it out. I fucking love it.
Oh my
Now,
goodness.
obviously, I don't know what the fuck he's saying for most of it, but with some of the stuff, you can kind of get an idea of what he's talking about. But it's really about the melodies and the beats and just the rhythm that I love that album. Yeah. I really do.
I'm gonna check it out, man, for sure.
So you come to San Antonio and you do the audio engineering and producing and all that. So how do you get a foothold in this town?
So when I first got here, I didn't go right into that audio engineering school. I went into a business accounting school.
Okay.
Because the whole time while we deploy, we get money. Like I say, I'm thinking about the future.
Like a GI Bill kind of a thing?
No. When you deploy, you get like an extra, and it's tax free. You get an incentive for being there.
Oh, like combat pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's tax free.
All right.
So
So you're just throwing that on the bank?
I'm just getting the money.
Because you can't leave the base. Yeah,
you can't spend it. Where you going to spend it at?
You just gonna gamble? That's all. The only thing you do is gamble with your friends.
And none of us doing that at that time. So everybody just stacking up their money, talking about what they're going to do when they get back. Now me, I know I'm about to get out. And I know when I get back, I only got I think I maybe had like 7 months on my contract left. Maybe 9 months when I first get back. So I met this guy, Gabe Trujillo. I met 2 guys that helped change my life that brought me here too. So while I deployed, I met this guy named Aaron. He was my age. I think I was 23. He was 24. This guy is doing the same job as me. Same job. He's just not in the military. He's a contractor. So just imagine what made me say, you know what? Fuck this military stuff too.
Yeah.
That dude told me how much he was getting paid. I was like, what? So when I get out, I get a contracting job. Like right before I even got out of the military. I had 9 months left on my contract. I met Gabe Trujillo like in April. He giving me the paperwork. Big thick ass packet to be a contractor. I done filled all this shit out because I already know how much money I could possibly make.
Right.
I just need to get this paperwork in. So he give me the packet. I'm trying to send it in to him, man. We having troubles. It cannot get to him. Now Fort Hood had this big ass job fair one day. I had no intentions of going, but something said, man, just go. Like, just get your ass up and go. Because it was a lot of people that was there, man. I go to the job fair. Guess whose voice I hear? Because I've been talking to him on the phone the whole time.
Really?
I hear his voice. I didn't know he was going to be there. I hear his voice. He's just talking. I'm like, I know that voice. I walk up to him. Hey, man, you Gabe Trujillo, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm Marquise, man. Look, I got the packet. I've been trying to give it to you. I got the packet. I'm about to get out right now. And I'm a SAMZ certified. I'm a 92 Alpha. I have to be certified on this. That's my job. And I told that guy, I was like, listen, man, I thought I was never going to see you. I actually spilled the little Coca-Cola on the application. He's like, don't worry about it. Just go get it. I go get it, bring it back to him. 2 weeks later, I get an email. You got the job. So San Antonio, I already noticed that when I first came here, man, it's quiet. It's not even a hip-hop scene here, so I know it's boring here. It's nothing for nobody to get in no type of trouble. So now I go to Afghanistan as a contractor.
Damn.
Yeah. 2.5 years.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Sacrifice.
And ain't nothing to spend money on over there either.
Yeah, but this time I'm getting big money.
So when you got to San Antonio, you had a cushion.
I had a cushion and I had a plan. Now I'm in San Antonio. Like you said, what made you come here? Now I get to San Antonio. Now I want to go to Georgia and start. What we in right now, I want to go do the same thing in Georgia. Because I know if I go do this, I can make it. But I met this older guy. He was my roommate for like 2 months. And this guy, when I met this guy, he had a Little Caesars franchise. He was a retired first sergeant. He had a dope ass job out there. And he was telling me, he was like, I'm only coming out here because I need to make enough money to buy me another franchise for my second daughter. And after that, I'm done. Right? He throwing his word franchise around. And I'm like, what you mean? Buy a franchise? Like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, man, you can buy franchises. Look into it. All right, cool. But he said, while you chase your dream, take care of your reality. He used to always tell me that. So it finally started kicking in my brain. Franchise. So I go to looking this shit up and I'm noticing that, damn, you can buy a Subway franchise, Burger King franchise, Taco Bell. Like, it's a lot of business that'll let you franchise under them. So I'm like, all right, fuck, cool. And the franchises fees, I can pay that shit out of my pocket. So I'm like, damn, I'm really elevated now. Like, I don't have to ask a bank for the money. I can literally just pay this shit and get going. So that's what I did. I pretty much ran up my capital there. Came back to San Antonio. I chose San Antonio because it was quiet. Nobody knows me here. I can stay focused.
It's also cheap to live here.
And it's cheaper to live here. But it's also cheap to live in Georgia. It's about the same.
Oh, okay.
To be honest with you. But if I go to Georgia, I'm distracted. I know people. It's clubs there. I got money. Hella nice girls there. I might not be as focused as I should be.
Right.
Because after I got out the military, out the country, and I said, I never work for nobody else again. Ever. And I mean that. I work with somebody, but I can't work for you. So I get the capital. I come here. And that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what got me here.
Did you buy a franchise?
My bad. I buy a janitorial franchise.
Jenny King?
Jenny King. More affordable. Nothing that you really have to be a rocket science to know.
And it's cleaning. Lower overhead.
Lower overhead.
You don't got buildings and you don't got security and all that equipment. It's in a bit. You might have a building, but it's just a storage place to keep all your shit.
Exactly.
I think that's really smart. So how long have you had this franchise?
since 2016.
That's kick ass.
But y'all can Google my company, Texas Veteran Janitorial Services. It'll take you on a link to UTSA Small Business Development Center. They did like a piece on me, and you'll be able to pretty much hear a lot of this story too. So for everybody out there listening, you know, if you're thinking about starting a business, want to start a business, get in contact with your SBDC and get your advisor. And it's free.
That's awesome. So let's talk about this.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm an audio engineer. Started with that first, turned producer.
So what is an audio engineer? I know you're flipping switches and turning knobs.
Yeah. You pretty much you the production, man. You the guy that comes in and record the artist. I consider myself a real producer, so I actually make the beat for the artist. I make the music for the artist.
You make the beats?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what I was in LA for. Producer grind. Music producer / audio engineer.
So you make the beats?
I make the beats, I record them, and I mix the records, and I master the records.
That's awesome.
I go to school to learn how to mix, master, record. I learn how to produce on my own.
Really?
Yeah.
Just from doing it?
Yeah, because I mean, once you learn how to do one thing, it's kind of like easy to do the second one because they go hand in hand.
Right.
It's the same thing.
What is the name of your producing business?
Good Dope Records.
Good Dope.
Good Dope Records.
Good Dope Records.
Good Dope Records.
And how's that going?
Pretty good, man. We off to our first year. I actually got it incorporated in the LLC, I want to say early this year. So we officially became a audio production company this year. I got a few artists that I'm working with here in San Antonio, a few artists back in Florida that I'm trying to get in contact with to start working with. And a lot of people liking what I'm doing as far as the beats go, as far as the mixing and mastering services as well. So if you're looking for those type of services, most definitely reach out to me.
How?
850_QUISY. And that's on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. And I'm not on Apple Music right now, but I'm getting all that together. By I want to say very, very soon. I want to say maybe like by the summertime, I should have some projects on Apple Music, Spotify, things of that nature.
So maybe by the time this episode comes out, so everybody go run to your computer right now and check.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Very cool. Would you be able to, I don't care if there's an artist or if it's just your beats or whatever, is there something I can put in?
100%. I can send you something.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll put it in right here. Rock on.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome. So what are your plans? What do you want to do with this?
Good question, too.
You'll move out of here?
Eventually, I want to get into my own space, a bigger space, but I want to start a school.
I do want to point out that we are sitting in your own space.
Yeah.
The way you did it is genius. I'm not going to give any secrets away.
Right.
But what you have done in this space is fucking brilliant.
I'm not stingy with the secrets, people. If you want to know, the best thing to do, man, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, man, you want to always keep your costs low.
You want to keep your overhead low.
There's
no reason to go balls out and look like a pimp before you are a pimp.
Exactly. And that comes with an ego check too, man. That's an ego check too. You know, if you don't got the clientele, don't go run out and get you a big studio building, because guess what? That overhead is going to eat your pockets alive, and you won't have the money to really invest into what Steve is talking about, what he's saying in here. All the extra money comes from me not having that big building and the clientele to not support me having that big building.
Because if you go all in and make it look awesome, by the time you actually get enough business to support it, you're going to be out of business because it costs so fucking much.
Right. And everybody knows, well, not everybody, but if you are familiar with the music, this gear is not cheap.
Yeah, no shit. It's all baby steps, man. It's all about buying the shit as you need the shit. I mean,
exactly.
So you can program different sounds into all these buttons. Is this what you make your music on?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's cool as shit.
And I record in Pro Tools. But that right there, that UAD Apollo Twin, when someone come over here and they record, they're going to appreciate recording with those preamps.
Really?
Those mic preamps. Because I appreciate them, and I'm not even recording. I'm like, this just make it sound so much warm, so much juicy, fat. Like, it just sounds good, man. You get that real analog sound in the digital workstation.
That's cool.
Like the old school. Yep.
That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait to fucking hear some.
Yeah, man. I got you.
I do appreciate your time. I can't imagine that we're not going to keep in communication. But as we're heading out, is there anything that we didn't talk about or that I didn't ask you about that you wanted to talk about?
I feel like we uncovered a lot of things that maybe some people had some ideas of. Of course, me and Steve can't sit here all day. If we could, we'll probably be able to get real detail about the story. But man, if you guys really want to know more, just reach out to me on my Instagram. I'm more active there. And we can talk about a lot of things. If you're interested in opening a business, if you're interested in production, I come from the Each One Teach One community. So if you want to learn some things, I'm all for that. Each one teach one. And if you got some things that you can teach me, most definitely throw them out there. And
Very
then to them, peace, love, and respect.
I do have one more question for you. If you had
sir.
to say sort of what your influences are for the beats that you make, where do you get where's your style come from?
A few producers.
Oh, okay, great.
But I'm going to just name them. And you can look up their work. And it changes up every day. There's no order, like who's 1, 2.
Sure.
I'm just going Manny Fresh, Zaytoven, everyone that's affiliated with 808 Mafia, the whole infrastructure. Pharrell, Kanye, Hit Boy, Beats by the Pound. Shout out to Master P.
Now, Beats by the... Yeah, I was going to say, they did Master P, right?
Yep.
All right.
Beats by the Pound. Of course, Beats by the Pound. I think that's it right now. Shout out to Metro Boomin, too. But he affiliated with 808 Mafia. So everyone that's affiliated with 808 Mafia. Yeah.
Awesome. Keith, thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, Steve, for having me, too.
Thank you for hanging out with us and letting us all get to know a little bit more about you on Fascination Street, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Fascination Street for having me. This is my first time really opening up, period. So, Steve, a good dude, man. I wanted to show him love because he showed me. He didn't even know me. Just standing next to me, and he showed me love for real. So, I want to do the same in return.
Cool. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Hey guys, this is Steve Owens from Fascination Street Podcast here with a very important message. I'm awesome. I bet you thought I was going to say something else, but nope. What's important here is that I am awesome. I started this show because I truly believe that everybody has a story, and I'm fascinated to hear those stories. In the short time I've been doing this show, I've interviewed actors, directors, writers, inventors, podcasters, musicians, pro athletes, Olympic athletes, actual war heroes, even a Bond girl and a luthier, whatever the hell that is, and of course, regular people. From people who wanted to be stars but never gave it a real try, to big company CEOs and people who got to meet their favorite president. I love getting to meet and speak with people who have a story to tell. I feel like everyone does, and it's my job to get them to tell it. You never know who my next guest will be. An Academy Award-winning actor, a platinum-selling musician, or your own mother-in-law. But one thing is for certain, you will be fascinated by their story. So come take a walk with me down Fascination Street. You can find Fascination Street Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course, FascinationStreetPod.com. Opening music is the song Magnolia from the 2014 album Intransigence, used with permission from Douglas Miles Clark. Closing music is Apollo from the 2001 album Into the Known by the band Sapphire. Thanks for hanging out with us and getting to know a little bit about our guest. We'll see you next time on Fascination Street.